Hey everyone, bloodmako here, and this is my video for the latest Shinryu that just dropped, wrapped in kindness. So this is basically Kryle's intersecting wheel, her FR debut. So I'm honestly very tired from the shift, so I'm just gonna go right into it. I had to use two FRs for this fight. I used Kane's FR, I didn't use Kryle's FR, even though I did build it just for the 4 stones. I brought Zack so that he can do some tanking. Auron works as well, but I prefer Zack because these bosses love to do AOE attacks. And it is quite potent because you can see Panello. Is that her name? Oh my god. I am that tired, guys. Yes, Panello, correct. Panello actually drops below half, if I'm not wrong. This is actually from I believe there's some HP mitigations from Zack right here, because when I was doing it without Zack, she actually took way more damage than that. And yeah, so you gotta be very careful not to let them get too much Brave as well. Some max Brave or initial Brave debuffs on the bosses will definitely help as well. So basically just bring someone like Vincent. He'll be really good for these bosses. So these bosses are still not as super tanky as the later bosses that we'll get. So it is still possible to do it without FR gauges. The FR gauge, from what I understand, is not like an instant kill kind, and there's no debuff, so to speak. But there's no HP set from the different thresholds. But they do become like gradually more and more immune to Brave Shaving without any lightning element to it. So this is basically to sell Kryle. Yeah, it just becomes more and more. It just reduces other elemental Brave damage other than lightning. So didn't say anything about physical damage. It did not say anything about damage without any elements. So I will assume that it's still the same. What else? During force time, the Brave will not reduce below 20%. So yeah, that is basically what I'm trying to say is you will die if you don't bring someone that has unkillable, someone like that. I didn't say anything about reducing HP below 0. Didn't say anything about that. Let me see. It will increase relatively quickly when the force gauge is below 50, or when the boss's HP is below 50%. 80 to 50 is 2 times. At 80, start of battle to 80% is 1.5 times, and at 50% is 2.5 times. So I don't think it's anything different from the first one. Gigaflare plus is the force ability. It's a guaranteed hit, and it always recovers from break, even without the force as well. So you gotta be very careful with that. This boss, by itself, if you're bringing someone like Zack, if you bring someone like Galuf, actually Galuf might not work because he doesn't cover all attacks. Someone like Bash, maybe Bash should be able to cover because he's only a 1 HP. Yeah, he's only 1 HP dump, so he should be able to survive. So people that can basically survive and make sure that everybody is taking the AOE attack is on them, then yeah, it shouldn't be an issue for tanks like that. And that's it. I believe these bosses are not immune to paralysis because as you can see later on in the fight, I actually use Ramu, and they actually have that unique Ramu debuff on them. In fact, they're not immune to anything. So yeah, I brought Ramu just in case I needed extra lightning damage, but turns out I actually didn't. Yeah, I had to use 2 gauges, probably because I wasn't going to burst with Kane, and also because I wasn't able to utilize all 7 turns of I couldn't use the force gauge with all 7 turns of the burst. It ended prematurely inside the burst sequence. So yeah, A little bit of bad timing on my part, but not the end of the world. Again, I'm still learning with these force gauges, like when to activate and when to really increase it. You actually see me increase it a lot using Panello, and I actually wanted to use another skill before bursting with Zack, but I was actually counting the turns and I was actually quite short actually. So yeah, still trying to figure it out here and there, because I wanted to use one turn with Panello and then after that switch her out for Garnet. But on hindsight, I could have just, you know, keep her in and then switch to Garnet after. In fact, actually, I believe I kept her in because of how, because of the timing of the FR. So yeah, I didn't really have a choice. The perfect plan was to actually switch her out with Garnet with a high enough HP damage bonus. But again, I couldn't do that. So yeah, you know, kind of a waste. Right here, I should have just passed my turn. But I also wanted to use Seed Rains. I actually passed my turn, but I actually wanted to use Seed Rains to increase the force gauge even further. So yeah, I had to lower the force gauge time or the duration even more. I should not have used intersection here, right here. I should have just used I should have just passed a turn. I did not think that intersection would do so little. It will actually increase the force gauge by so little. I should just pass it, and that was it. You know, that was a mistake I made. Should have just passed it. Use Cane, so use Seed Rains so that I can basically increase the gauge more in the burst itself. So that was a mistake on my part. That was one turn wasted. And that actually is quite an important turn, because I could have done additional, like what, 10% damage to the boss. I think it was quite significant, honestly, because of how fast the gauge was going up. And I think that was it. Like that was like the few mistakes that I made. I had to charge up the gauge again with Panello, so I also fast forwarded it because there's honestly nothing to it. It's just basically me just spamming skills with Panello, increasing the gauge, and Kane just constantly doing damage to them. Also, you see there's towards the end, Panello was at 0 Brave, and she was still doing HP damage. That's because of Leo's core ability. So yeah, I think I covered all grounds with this. You don't get to actually see what happens when the boss gets force time. I like to call it force more, but yeah, you don't get to see it when the boss is in force time. What I do know that when the EX gauge is full for the boss, they actually frame their turn, so you can't break them, you can't delay them any further. So that's something to be very careful with. And I think that's it. I've covered everything, and I'll leave you guys to watch the rest of the video, or to, you know, try out the fight yourself. Again, a force gauge is not necessary here, but it will help a lot, especially silencing their force gauge. So yeah guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. 任せておけ。命導せよ。見てな。いくよ。任せておけ。命導せよ。 夢を抱きしめろ。いらっしゃいませ。はい。ちくしょう。命導せよ。命導せよ。命
みんながいてくれたら負けないわ。全力でいきます。
明動せよ。
力を貸してください。迷わないと決めたの。
明動せよ。お見舞いしてやれ。
みんなのためにも。
任せておけ。明動せよ。
力を貸してください。迷わないと決めたの。
明動せよ。全力でいけ。駆け抜ける。誓いの槍を。決めるぜ。任せとけって。任せておけ。
みんなのためにも。
突撃する。
昇天させてあげるよ。耐えてみな。
竜の力ここに。やあ。
みんなのためにも。
俺が決めてやる。飛翔する。明動せよ。
祈りを届け。私にできることを。力を。もう諦めないの。
明動せよ。決めるぜ。任せとけって。